That the Punjab Transport Department has ordered a reduction in public transport fares following a cut in diesel prices announced by Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif, with authorities and transporters meeting at Transport House to finalise the decision. That, during the meeting, transporters agreed to reduce fares by 5% after consultation and formally announced the cut. According to the Secretary of the Regional Transport Authority, new fare lists will be prepared and displayed the same day. That and the revised fares will take effect immediately.
And Samsung has expanded its child-focused tablet lineup with the new Galaxy Tab A11 Plus Kids Edition. The device is based on the Wi-Fi-only Galaxy Tab A11 Plus, but adds bundled accessories and software features aimed at younger users and parents. And Lahore Qarlandar's captain Shaheen Shah Afridi has called for an improved performance from his bowling unit after their heavy 6-wicket defeat to Quetta Gladiators in the 26th match of Pakistan Super League PSL 11 at the National Bank Stadium. The defending champions began their campaign on a positive note, winning 2 of their first 3 matches. However, their momentum has since stalled, with 3 consecutive losses following the tournament's shift to Karachi. And Alec Baldwin's legal troubles are far from over. A Los Angeles Superior Court judge has ruled that a civil lawsuit filed by Rust crew member Suj Svetnoy can proceed to trial. And pop meets politics, and apparently it's going really well. Katy Perry and Justin Trudeau are quietly turning heads with a romance insiders say is getting serious. And Hajj flight operations from Pakistan began early Saturday, with the first batch of pilgrims departing from Karachi at 3 a.m. via a private airline. Authorities at Jinnah International Airport said a total of 160 pilgrims left on the inaugural flight, officials said, adding that under the Road to Makkah project, one-time immigration for pilgrims was completed at Karachi Airport before departure. And Natalie Baye, the discreet icon of French cinema, passes away at age 77 at her home in Paris. Her family confirms fans were left reeling with the sudden passing of French film icon Natalie Baye, who has starred in over 100 roles throughout her decades-long career.
That. Prince Harry and Meghan concluded their final day of the Australia visit in some odd circumstances as they quietly exited Down Under via Sydney Airport early Saturday morning. The Duke and Duchess of Sussex had been staying at the same hotel where Meghan's all-women's retreat was being held. However, unbeknownst to the guests, the motorcade for the Sussexes slipped them away towards the airport to catch an early flight back to Montesquieu.
And Pakistan International Airlines, PIA, has announced that its pre-Hajj operation will formally commence on April 19, during which more than 55,000 pilgrims will be transported to the Holy Land through 191 flights from across Pakistan. A PIA spokesperson said that under the government scheme, 49,000 pilgrims will travel, while over 6,000 pilgrims through private Hajj group operators will also be facilitated via PIA flights. And Anthropic CEO Dario Amodei visited US officials at the White House on Friday, where they struck a different tone from the recent dispute between the United States government and the AI startup. US media reported Amodei met with Susie Wiles, President Donald Trump's chief of staff, as well as US Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent. And United States President Donald Trump said on Saturday that his administration's review of UFO-related material uncovered a number of interesting documents, adding that an initial tranche of records is expected to be released soon. We found many very interesting documents, I must say, and the first releases will begin very, very soon, so you can go out and see if that phenomena is correct. Trump told a group of supporters at an event hosted by conservative group Turning Point USA.
That. At least 618 new HIV cases were reported in Islamabad capital territory between January 2025 and March 2026, according to data from the Ministry of National Health Services, Regulations and Coordination. That showing a steady rise in infections and a clear predominance of adult male patients. The data shows that 498 cases were recorded in 2025, while 120 cases were reported in the first 3 months of 2026, that indicating continued transmission in the federal capital. Monthly figures for 2025 ranged between 31 and 63 cases, with the highest number recorded in July, followed by September and August. That while the lowest counts were reported in June and December.
And the Board of Intermediate and Secondary Education's Rawalpindi has issued a revised schedule for matriculation annual examinations that were postponed in Rawalpindi City. According to the notification, the Urdu paper will now be held on May 2 in the morning shift, followed by the geography paper in the second shift on the same day. And Pakistan has secured access to Russia's $3 billion seafood import market after approval was granted to 16 local seafood processing plants to export their products, marking a major breakthrough for the country's fisheries sector. The development was announced by Mohammad Junaid Anwar Chaudhry, who described it as a historic step achieved through diplomatic and technical efforts. And Pakistan and Argentina have held initial discussions over the possibility of an international football match as part of broader talks focused on cooperation in football development, sources said. According to sources, officials from the Pakistan Football Federation (PFF) and the Argentine Football Association (AFA) engaged in an early-stage online meeting. And think Coachella is just a bunch of stages and vibes? Try 8 main stages, surprise sets, and enough overlap to ruin your group chat. Weekend 2 is officially chaos, the fun kind, and whether you are in the desert or watching from your couch, planning is survival. And Karachi, Pakistan and Argentina have held initial discussions over the possibility of an international friendly between their football teams as part of broader talks on football development cooperation, sources privy to the matter said. And according to sources, officials from the Pakistan Football Federation (PFF) and the Argentine Football Association (AFA) held early-stage discussions during an online exchange where they reviewed multiple areas of cooperation and including coaching development, technical training programs, and a potential friendly fixture. And Prince Harry and Meghan Markle attracted widespread attention during their Australia trip due to their events, interviews, and strong bond. However, Harry's one sudden move at an event that spotlighted his wife, Meghan Markle, raised eyebrows among fans. And Avengers. Doomsday is rewriting Marvel history by bringing Robert Downey Jr. back to the MCU, not as Iron Man, but as Victor Von Doom. Marvel Studios president Kevin Feige confirmed the decision was years in the making. And former One Direction bandmates Louis Tomlinson and Zayn Malik were involved in a clash 6 months ago, and now some source is lifting the lid from the shocking incident. In late 2025, the two reportedly got into a fight while filming their 3-part road trip docuseries, leaving Louis, 34, with a concussion and the cancellation of the Netflix project.